I'm Gene Grant here at the studios of New Mexico PBS with our Line Opinion panelists. Now, we're getting ready to talk about some of the top stories in the news this week, but before we start, we'd like to warm up what we call the off-the-cuff question for our panel. It's a way for you to get to know these guys a little bit better. Now, here's the deal. Most of us spent the past couple of weeks celebrating one holiday or another. Most holidays are enjoyable, certainly. Others, maybe not so much. So we come to the question at the table inspired by our Amy Beale High School senior intern, Max Bodie. Here's the question, guys. What's the one holiday tradition that you feel compelled to do, Mary Torres, going to start with you, that you really, really dislike? What tradition in the holidays could you live without at this point?
That I really, really dislike.
Yeah.
Oh, cooking turkey for Thanksgiving. Seriously. No, I just don't.
Turkey Christmas not happening, huh?
No,
Yeah.
I can't. Oh, we don't do that for Christmas.
Yeah.
We do crab legs, which is just like so far removed. But then I don't have to do turkey.
There you go.
So,
Interesting point there. Sophie, what are you like not crazy about during the holidays?
I'm sort of flummoxed by this question because, everyone in my family we're all grown-ups except for a very tiny newborn,
Right.
my new niece.
The pictures you post on Facebook
Yes,
are
they're
adorable.
so cute.
Yes.
But at this point, we've all sort of negotiated, here's what we want to do, and we don't do things we don't want to do. We've reached that point where it's like, everything is good.
Not bad. But that takes years to get to that point in the family, though. It's not an automatic thing. You're not talking about the conflict that gets to that point.
I think at this point, it might actually be, I don't like letting go of the baby so her grandmother can hold her, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Christine, what do you think? Anything you're not too crazy about now that it's over?
My retirement from UNM is so fresh in my mind, or is so new, relatively speaking, that I still think of teaching and the stress of an academic coming up to both Thanksgiving and Christmas vacation.
Do you get that thing where you feel like you're heading back for the new semester? It's like, oh, do I need to get ready? And then you realize suddenly, I don't have to do all that stuff.
It's gleeful. And so the only thing that besides not wanting to grade papers at the very end of a semester,
Right.
I hate shopping. Unless it's on my terms, on my timeline, and nothing dictated to me.
Right.
So I hate shopping.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I'll shop for you.
Especially during Christmas.
We're on it.
Tom, what do you think? Any
Yeah, the
traditions
one-
you want to let go in the fam? What's going on?
I would say is sleeping in is something that I've coveted later in life, and so getting up at the crack of dawn had its time, but that time has passed, and
That's
I
right.
think coveting sleep is a good thing.
You know, it's interesting you say that. For the first time in my life, at 58 years old, the afternoon nap has entered my life.
Really?
It's a very interesting thing. I've been anti-nap my whole life. I always felt like it was almost like a weakness. Like, why do you need to take a nap in the middle of the day? They're awesome.
Right.
They are. Now,
Amazing.
is it a nap that's in the chair, or do you go all prone? I mean, that's the thing.
In the chair, yeah.
In the chair,
It's
nice.
not a deep sleep at all.
I go to bed. I used to
incredibly.
think naps were for old people, Jane.
Right.
Yeah, and you and I are the same age, so I'm like, oh, I'll be 58, so you're older.
See?
But I'm like, I'm loving naps.
Right.
Those are nice.
Exactly, especially during the holiday.
Yeah.
You wake up,
Yeah.
football game's on, it's beautiful. Thank you all.
Yeah.
I love putting you guys on the spot. It's good fun.
Thanks.
Oh, and just to let you know, I mentioned Max. Max told us that after gift giving is over, his whole family sits down together with pen and paper, get this, guys, to write thank you notes.
Oh, that's good.
He may not initially like doing it, but he says he does feel good when the thank yous are done. And thank you, Max, for doing this Web Extra for us.
That is way cool.
Isn't that cool? Yep. That's how you get into Amy Beale. You got a together family, you do good things.